Hello there. Hello. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Today we're just going in straight for the killer. Hello there. My name's Olubosi Forex, Olubosi Charts, and I'd love to welcome you to this awesome channel. By the way, feel free to support the channel. Get yourself Finviz, and in this video, I'm going to show you why Finviz is one of the best trading. Okay. Now, before I go on, I'd love to thank my mentors, Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Tim Sykes, who wrote the foreword to the book The Penny Stock Course, and finally, Matthew Creator, who wrote the book Rocket Stocks, and you can find all their books on Amazon Kindle. So thank you so much for joining me. Let's dive right into it. Now, honestly, I don't remember what happened yesterday, but all I can just tell you is that we had a powerful stream, and even though the volume, the internet connection was kind of slow, I still went through and I powered through to show you how I trade. And so today we're just like I already did the hard work. I already scanned for the stocks for you. So if you remember in yesterday, we're looking at Cisco, and I told you that there's going to be a correction in Cisco, and this is exactly what we're seeing. So you can see that the market crashed from Monday. Then Tuesday there was a correction. Tuesday, which is yesterday, they were fuming. We're doing a live stream on Wednesday, right? So today is Wednesday. So I just wanted to show you that. Okay. So now today is Wednesday. So what we were waiting for yesterday was a correction. Now I do have a bullish candlestick pattern, but then that bullish candlestick detector is good for catching trends. But then I realized something, that the candlestick detector on TradingView is good for catching corrections. And so this candlestick detector on TradingView is not useless at all. And so we've got a correction here, which is what we're waiting for, which is a bullish engulfing on Cisco. So what does this mean for you and me? Well, simply it means this is a good buy. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put a limit order to buy Cisco. Now I don't know if the limit order will go through or not. I am still not sure about that. Um, Let me just put my, and I will just do it live to see how well my trading strategy is going. Okay. Mm, okay. Mm, this is interesting. Let me see what you have here. interesting. So I'm just looking. Let me see. Right, so I'm just looking at Forex trade. It was down 20%. I think yesterday I said GNL, because we found the basic, on GNL we found correction, and so because of that correction, GNL was a good buy, and it went to the moon. The only sad thing is my Forex trade, because yes, it has gone well. It found correction, but for some reason the resistance has peaked. Not the resistance, support has peaked to 22% risk level. So I'm always learning. So just be ready to risk at least 20% of your position when you are trading Forex. Because I can already see it has found support here. You're already at the high support levels. I don't know if it will break support or not, so we'll just keep watching it. And then we're going to look now at these other chart patterns. I think this is a bearish. It's more like bearish chart pattern. And then with this one, we're looking for, if I remember very well, we're looking for a bullish correction. So what's kind of disturbed me a little bit, especially with the last Forex trade, was the risk level is so heavy. So in this one, I'm looking for like a bearish correction. So you can see there's a correction here, which happened on Tuesday, and this is what I was looking for. I was looking for a correction there, and there's a confirmation to enter. So we're going to enter here. All right, so this is the correction we're looking for. And then I think another thing I want to check for is I want to see how I want to see the trending, how it was trending. Was it like, was it trending from the 200-day moving average or above the 50-day moving average? All right, so it was trending. It is actually trending from the 50-day moving average. So this looks like a breakout signal. Looks like it wants to break the 200-day moving average. Which is going to be very interesting. I think another one that I'm looking for is this one here, see to see if there is a correction. with this one here, let me see if I find the correction. And these corrections don't always appear. So we have found the correction right here. I think this is a shooting star. So this is the correction right here. So this is the correction that we were looking for. And we have found it right here, though it's kind of still flashing. It's not yet like solid, but that looks like a correction to me. Let me move it at the top, maybe until we find, let me see. The correction is kind of flashing, and so I think I should install just now. All right, so maybe that's it for bearish patterns. Do we have another one? Let me see the chart here. So we can look at our analysis. This was on Saturday, where we said GNL stock ticker was actually a bullish trade, and we, after looking at GNL and realizing it was a very much a bullish trade, today we have entered GNL. So we did our probability analysis from GNL on Saturday, and we have found a correction today on Thursday, and we have entered GNL stock. Now with GNL stock, we used my strategy for the strong support system, where the candlestick pattern has to touch the support. So I think this strategy kind of does like improve the support system. So for example, if I use the moving averages, what I suspect is it increases the support system. So let's say, for example, we are trying to make sure that these prices are actually in a downtrend. Like in this case, this price is clearly in a downtrend. So having a correction here, I believe, would be more supportive. Unlike GBBCAD, which I noticed where the price was not in a trend. So some of these price patterns are in a trend, and I'm going to get into, why it is important to trade them in a trend. So I think I want to see which Forex pairs that. All right, so let's say in this instance, like GBBAUD, right? It's a bullish reading, all right, with high probability. But there is a problem. If we look at the pattern, right? British pound and Australia, like look at the chart. It is in a downtrend, and so that's why I would immediately remove this one as a candidate. Now, are there special cases where yes, you can buy the dip? Yes, they are. But then what I'm believing is actually easier just to follow the trend, So even though this is a bullish trend, I would still remove it as a candidate, and I think that's a mistake that I made uh, with GBBCAD. The fact that it wasn't in a trend. It wasn't in a trend. Like, okay, yes. Good news about this one is we could still use the 200-day moving average, as some line to back our move up. So yeah, we can still hold this position, but then what I don't like is the risk level, right? It's too high. 20% is just too high, and so in order to support my position size, I believe it is better just to uh, to close this trade, because again, I want the trend to support my position size, right? I don't want to necessarily go against the crowd, right? Because trading a commodity, I wouldn't mind going against the crowd and doing such a trade, right? Where we are focusing on the 200-day moving average. So 200-day moving average basically means you're willing to hold your position for 6 hours, right? That's what it means. So for like the previous one, like the GBPAUD situation, it was below both moving averages, and because it was below both moving averages, it means you have to be willing to hold your position for 2 years at least, right? And we're not trying to hold our position for 2 years. So we're looking at URAUD, which also had the bullish interpretation with a high probability trend, right? So final probability is 9%, very high bullish trade, extremely probable continuation setup. Ideal long entry, maximum confidence. So enter on the break of the daily rising 3 soldiers. So now we're going to look at this one here, which is the EURAUD. Alright, so EURAUD, that's the one we are going to look at. Let's see what I have. So we're doing all this live, I'm also just like, so with EURAUD, as you can see, the price is trending upwards above the 50-day moving average and 200-day moving average. But what am I looking for apart from that trend? I'm also looking for the correction. So the correction is a bullish, is a candlestick pattern. So we can see that there's a major correction here, which is awesome. It happened on Wednesday at the rounds. You can see this major correction here, and then you can see the market giving us a confirmation to buy EURAUD. And remember, it is also trending above the 50-day moving average. So meaning if it's trending above the 50-day moving average, it means only one, at least we're willing to hold the position for 2 months, for at least 50 days, right, until we see profit. And that's the ideal situation, because we want to be in and out of trades as soon as possible. So I've already seen the correction here with the tweezer bottom, and I've immediately entered the trade. See what we have here. So you can see that with a bottom here and the correction, and uh, the correction has come in after this red D bar, right? Because the first thing I was looking for was this red D bar here. I was looking for the correction right here on the twist bottom, and this is what I've seen. And immediately I've decided to switch my mindset and say, all right, look, because the size is so high in forex trading, right? Especially with the book that I'm testing my strategy on, the position size is so high, and because of that, I decided to not go against the crowd, but follow the crowd, right? It's like a crowd because the position size is so high. I think the broker wants us to follow the crowd, right? The continuation pattern. It's not really a real reversal. The real reversal is the one that comes in Bitcoin. That's where the real reversal comes in. And so, at least with this tweezer bottom here, you can see it has found it has found a support, a pullback on the 1 hour chart. So I just want to correct my position in with my broker, because it's very important to practice this skill. This is a very powerful skill, and I am just practicing it right now. So I'm just trying to log into my broker, but then um, we can still dive right deep into why ERUD is a good trade, and that's the reason why. Because what it was, I used a thing called the color code system, and that was like one of the main reasons why EURAD. I think the mistake that I made previously was that, again, I understand my system, I understand the pullback and the importance of pullback. I understand that very, very well. But then, then the challenge is how to trade based on the position, right? And that's the challenge that you are facing. How to trade based on the position size. Okay, and it's very, very important thing to consider. So, like, based on my position sizing on my broker, I am not I'm not able to go against the crowd. I still remember going against the crowd. I have done trades where I go against the crowd, and those trades were fun to hold because I had to hold for like 3 months until I saw like a profitable position. And so ideally what I want is to have the ability hold. Ideally what I want is to have the ability to hold a position. Ideally what I want is the ability to hold a position without without waiting for too long, right? I want to follow the trend, all right? And that's the key to my strategy, I believe, especially with the type of broker I'm using now. There are some brokers that allow you to adjust your position size for longer term trades. Cool. I don't mind that. with my position, with where I am, with where I am in my trading journey, I think the best thing is not to go against the crowd, uh, but instead to go with the crowd, to follow the trend of the rocket booster strategy, and that's why you find that I have the rocket booster strategy on top of my channel. On top of the channel, you will see the rocket booster strategy, and for me, that's very, very important to note. Very, very important to note, and that's why I believe it is important to buy in a trend, and that's my mission. I want to buy things that are trending, and that's why we have to even dive into Cisco, because Cisco, remember, it is trending upwards, right? It is trending upwards, and that's what's really awesome about Cisco. The fact that the price is trending up, and that's what we want. Okay, that's what we want. We want to trade prices that are trending upwards. Okay, that's what we want. So, and that's the advantage that we're trying to use here, and that's the power of the rocket booster strategy. Remember, the rocket booster strategy. In the rocket booster strategy, that's what we're focusing on. We're focusing on buying trending stocks. Right? That's what we're focusing on. We're focusing on buying trending stocks that trend upwards, right? So yes, we're using the MACD for probabilities in terms of momentum, but then it is also important to note that based on my strategy, or based on the offer that I have been given, it is more powerful to follow the crowd. Right now, the good news is that with a strategy, with your system, you can go against the crowd, and that's cool. So it's very important to go with the crowd, you know. And I get it. You know what I mean? I fully get it. So going with the crowd is ideally what we want to do when we are trading, especially at high margins. So we've checked out that one. Let's see if we can check out this one. Wow, time moves fast when you're having fun. And I still have to, it's just that my internet is so slow, and I apologize for that. I still have to check out these two here, and these two I found them using Finviz. So it is very, very important. So let's look at UDCAD. I don't remember the analysis of AUDCAD. This journal. This is why it's very important to journal trade. So AUD, USD, was bearish. UDCAD here. All right, there we go. So AUD does a bearish interpretation, and this is why it's very important to journal your trades. So let's go to AUD. I want to check uh, if it was trending upwards or downwards based on this bearish sentiment that I found. I think I'll get a day. So right now what I'm doing is I'm checking. Show you what I'm doing, and maybe that's why you see this bearish trade. Now, as you can see, it is in an uptrend. So if we do take that trend, we'll be going against the crowd, but we're going to face resistance at this level here. Best case scenario, we'll probably have to cover our shorting position at that resistance there, right? So it is a short-term pullback, and that's not what we're looking for. I'm not looking for short-term gains. I'm looking for long-term gains, something that will last a lifetime. So that's why I would remove this one from my trading potential list. I think the good thing about AUD, even this one, I would remove it. Now, even though, yes, it has it has broken the resistance of the 20-day moving average, which is cool. I still believe this resistance can still hold, and it can have a strong reversal. The crowd can change their mind. So ideally, what I want is a situation whereby I'm following the crowd, right? I'm following the crowd. Let me see what we have here. All right, like this one is good enough. A DCHF is good as well to consider, because remember, we're using the rocket booster strategy, the 50-day moving average, 200-day moving average, and you know. And so what we want is to make trades that are following the trend, right? We want the trade that's following the trend. And you can see like these are the two Forex pairs. They're following the trend. Even this one as well is following the trend, all right? So I want the continuation. Okay. Now, is it possible to trade? So like with this one here, as you can see, it is not following the trend, and so I would remove it from the watch list. Now this one I found it on TradingView, so I'm hoping this one will also follow the trend. All right, so I found that one on TradingView, and not on TradingView, on Finviz, and I found this one as well on Finviz as well yesterday. And the perfect example I can give of a trending, you know, you want to buy something that's trending, especially if you are using high position sizes. But if you use standpoint of a commodity, then I guess I would understand why you would go against the crowd. But you know, the trend is your friend. In fact, I would say the trend is your best friend. You just want to follow the trends, especially for those long continuation patterns. So I love this one as well. You can see it's trending upwards. And then if we go back now to the 1 hour chart, because remember we're looking for that bullish candlestick correction. This is where we will find it. And so we're looking for that bullish candlestick correction, and it's right here. And so we're going to look at let's see what's here. Let's come back to our analysis table. Let's look for Cisco. It's very important to journal these trades, guys. So like without journaling, I wouldn't have known, because I honestly don't. I own like 7, I think. So I don't remember some of these trades. Okay, this was the Bitcoin one. Trying to remember the Cisco one. And this is why it's very important to like journal these trades. Some of these stickers I removed them, so I'm looking for. Cisco had a bullish interpretation on the momentum. It had a probability of 80 to 90%. We added the candlestick patterns. It had strong candlestick patterns. And our final probability for Cisco was 95 to 98%. So the trade insight. So this represents an extremely high probability bullish continuation setup, right? So continuation. Remember that the continuation is based off it. That's what continuation means. Now entering on a break above the 4-hour rising three soldiers high, you want to pull back, right? Remember, this is what we are looking for. All right, the 1-hour pullback as an additional entry opportunity, and place stops below the daily rising three soldiers low, expecting strong upward momentum continuation. And this is what we are looking at here in Cisco, right? For that 1-hour pullback. And so it's very important to journal these trades. So this 1-hour pullback, this is what we were looking for on the bullish engulfing, right? We see the bullish engulfing here. A buy limit order. There we go. And bullish engulfing. Perfect. Now the next one we're going to look for. I wish I had recorded AZN. I wish I had recorded AZN, because AZN I found it using TradingView, and I am going to show you exactly how I found AZN. AZN is definitely as well, as you can see. Sadly, I did not document AZN's trading, but AZN as well, I'm going to show you how I found AZN using Finviz and the power of Finviz. So right now, let's look at EURNZD, which I believe is in an uptrend of a correction. So with EURNZD, I have not seen any sign of a correction on the 1-hour chart. And that's why it's very important to trade multiple charts. All right, it's very important to trade multiple charts. So I have not found any correction here, at least based on the candlestick patterns, and so I will remove it. What do we have here? Awesome. So with this one, we had so many resistances here. We had the tweezer bottom here. We had the hammer here. We had so many entry. So the entry should be somewhere 0-1. So I think we have missed the entry on this one. Wait, before I come to this one, because I think I saw shooting star here. I think this one, what makes this one so awesome is that we are just at the entry, the correction right here, which was right, and then we are right there at the entry on the first green bar, right? And it's very similar to what's happening here, where we want to be right at the entry point, right? At least before the green bar, right? So it's like you want to enter between the candlesticks to the entry already, except for this one where we are near the entry. Let me see what we have. We change this to bearish. So and the cool thing about it is we're right there at the entry. So we want to end as near to the entry as possible. And then we'll lower shell. And I think I did see a shooting star at some point. So we're going to review these two Forex trades tomorrow to see how they are performing. Okay, we're going to review them tomorrow to see how they perform. But GNL is definitely off. I am proud of GNL, the fact that it has become very profitable because I use I think with GNL, the cool thing about GNL is I used um, with GNL I used my strategy of finding support, and so we saw GNL yesterday in the last stream, and I'm so proud of myself to trade in GNL. Because I remember with GNL, what made it so unique was the fact that we're buying from a support zone. So like let me show you what. Like if you remember my strategy, we're actually buying from a support zone. We're only buying, we're only considering buying it because it had touched the 50-day moving. If you need proof that GNL was on our watch list, we can scope it out above. Yeah, right here. I think it's the first one right here. Checked it on Saturday, 13th of November. And so the strategy for GNL was right here, and it was very high probability. And the probability we got was 90 to 90%. Multiple twos at bottom confirmed strong rejection at lower prices. Daily candles show clear bullish reversal with long lower shadow. So this one was a bullish reversal. This was actually a reversal. It wasn't a continuation. It was actually a strong. It was a clear bullish reversal, right? And that's what makes the system so powerful, the fact that we're able to interpret whether it was a continuation or a reversal, right? That's what makes it so powerful. So GNL was definitely one of them trades. I don't know if I'll have time to show you how I found AZN and why you should trade Finviz. So just give me like 5 minutes. I'll be back to present to you my Finviz argument. But also we can look at AUDCHF, because let's see if we can find AUDCHF. AUDCHF was one of those trades I found yesterday. If I can find AUDCHF. I hope I recorded I was doing this. No, ADCAD. We're looking for AUD. Yeah, bingo. All right, just a second. I'll be back. But check out AUDCHF. Yeah, so that's what it is, especially with AUDCHF. You can tell that it's a very much a bear. But with AUDCHF, it had a very high probability, strongest bearish pattern. So this is it's a continuation setup. Why? Because all time frames show maximum bearish momentum. Both daily and 4 hour show the strongest bearish pattern, 3 black crows, and perfect alignment across all time frames. So the 3 black crows give us the signal of a continuation pattern. Honestly, why my system is saying it's a continuation pattern, but that's what it says. It says that AUDCHF is a continuation pattern, right? And that's what we want. We want to buy continuation patterns, and those are the ones that are even more profitable. And as you can see, it is trending downwards, and this is what you want the price to be below the 50-day moving average and 200-day moving average. Let me see if I can find let's see. Let's see if we can find, let's see what I'm looking for.